So Donald Trump won the election, and I wanted to come to you today with a quick update about how to think about your trading and your investing around this Trump victory in the election. So I talk a lot about the power of catalysts. And one of the things I believe is that the market trades through a technical rhythm 80 to 90% of the time. And so a really good framework of analyzing price action through multiple time frames can be incredibly helpful to be able to trade, to be able to identify risk and reward. But when we look at catalysts take the technical framework and they make it irrelevant for a small period of time. And that's because there's new information that comes into the market. And when this new information comes into the market, it needs to be processed. And one of the things you'll see is that the market will have a big gap, but if you go down to the lowest of time frames, if you go down to the 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute charts, you'll start to see very quickly a rhythm starts to develop again. And then that rhythm, you'll see it pass on from time frame to higher time frame to higher time frame, from a 1 minute chart to a 5 minute chart to a 15 to a 60 to a 300 minute out to daily and etc. So when a catalyst comes into the market and there's new information, that's when we need to let go of our attachments and watch really closely to what the market is doing. So obviously we have a big catalyst, which is that Donald Trump won the presidential election. Now, the markets have actually been forecasting this for several weeks, both the betting markets and if you just looked at the trades that were the so-called Trump trades. These trades have been working now for over a month. However, there are certain elements of the market that were on pause, which is primarily stocks, cryptocurrencies. They're good examples that they've been in a trading range now for the last 4 or 5 months. S&Ps and Dow are trying to make new highs, but they were struggling to do it. A lot of the big successful names of this year, like NVIDIA, they put in really strong highs in July, and they were struggling to break down those highs. So, but now we have a catalyst. And I want you to be on guard that this may be a catalyst that puts us into a very strong bull market for anywhere from the next 3 months to the next year, honestly. I've talked about this in our monthly reads report on Monday. One of the things I said is the stock market itself was setting up to look very strong in 2025 to me. That's what I could see through my framework. And now with the election and this coming out, I think that's going to be further confirmation that that's what we're going to get. I think we could have a really strong up year, especially in the first half of next year. Now, I do think next year is probably going to be the last year. We'll see. I don't know. But I think there's a chance that next year will be the last year of the bull market and it'll top some point next year. But that's way down the road. What matters is right now. We have this catalyst at hand, and we need to watch it closely. And we need to be ready that this is a move to go with. This is a move to buy Bitcoin. And I'm just going to show you quickly. Let's just go look at the Bitcoin chart right now. So it's a great example of what I'm talking about. So here we go. We can see, here's the Bitcoin chart. And you can see today it's making new all-time highs. But it's not only making new all-time highs. Look at the size of this bar today. Let me get this out of the way so you can see it better. Look at the size of this bar today and look at the volume attached to it. This is a big volume bar. This is the kind of thing, if the Bitcoin is able to hold these levels, now it's early, it could fade through the day, but if it's able to hold these levels, we're kicking off a new up leg in Bitcoin and probably in crypto in general. It's been thought that a Trump presidential win would be very bullish for crypto because he's been supportive of crypto, where the Democratic administration has really been doing things to try and really put the handcuffs on crypto. So that's one thing that we see. The other thing that we want to look at, let's look at SPY. Well, SPY's had a major gap up to all-time highs. Okay, we're going to want to watch how it trades. Still early in the session. I wouldn't be surprised if it trades down a little bit off the open, but we want to see where it closes. And if it's able to close up in here, that's going to be really bullish. Another one is the Russell. So in 2016, when Trump was elected, the Russell exploded. I remember because I was trying to buy it and I could not get on it at the time. So Russell's not made new all-time highs. It has been the laggard index, but you can see it had a pretty strong up day yesterday. And then today, again, it's had a major gap up and it's gapped yearly highs significantly. Now, it's not taken out the highs from 21 yet, but this is another one that we really want to watch because this one could really go. Another thing that we want to look at is we want to look at the dollar. Now, the dollar, you can see the dollar is really strong today as well. This is the dollar index future. And look at the volume attached to it. Big volume on a big range. So if the dollar holds these gains, then it's probably going to continue to press higher, at least in the short run. I'm bearish dollar long term, but short term, this is what the market's telling us. So we go with it. The other one of the other big trades this year has been gold. So gold, we can see, is getting clobbered. And that's because a lot of what Trump's policies are viewed, at least in the short term, they're viewed as he's going to get inflation in check. And if he gets inflation in check, if the United States is stronger as a power, that this would be bearish for gold. And that's being reflected today. And you can see gold is having a big thrust bar down on really high volume. So again, I was talking on Monday that I thought gold was extended. I thought it was overbought. So this move is not surprising to me at all. Longer term, I'm still really bullish gold. But one of the things I said is gold can have these massive corrections that in a bull market that people just aren't used to. And this could be one of them. So we're going to be monitoring for that. So I just want to give you this update because one of the things you want to be really careful of is you don't want to fade this move. You don't want to be selling S&Ps. You don't want to be selling crypto. You don't want to be selling the dollar. I'd be very, very careful about when and where I'd buy gold. You don't want to fade this move because you'll get your face ripped off. Conversely, we want to be on guard to really go with it because I think that's what we're going to get. So we want to be watching. We've had a big up day on the open. A lot of times the market will set back a little bit and then it'll go because it's gone too far too fast. So you're going to want to be on guard and watch to find places that you can get in. In the coming days, if we close strong today, you're going to want to be finding spots that you could get long on shorter time frames, get the trade working, and then roll it out in time. So this is likely a phenomenal opportunity to make money between now and the end of the year. So let's go get it done. Hopefully this is helpful, and I will see you soon.